Getting it started in 3, 2, 1, and blast off. There we go.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, kids. How's everyone doing?
Hey.
You too low?
Hi.
Hi. Yes, so.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today...
What are we doing now?
I'm like, today is Wednesday, August the 29th, 2018. I am Dominion. I'm reading from a script. I'm completely reading from a script. I'm Dominion's brother, Epic, and he is...
Dominion. or Epic's friend, Dominion.
And welcome to episode 30.
30, yes.
Of the BGKH show.
Yes.
Wow.
The show for...
well, wait a minute. First of all, it's exclusively on Vox Power.
Exclusively.
373. So let's just...
Right.
37.3. Let's
right.
Exclusively.
Exactly.
But the show is basically for the blacks, the gays, those that are kinky, and all of you, believe it or not, are actually human. Let's jump right into
you
this.
Like that?
Is that what we're doing? We're having a...
My face is laid like... Because let me tell you, this week...
Ooh, that's girl, your face is laid.
Rough. It was rough. The beard had just, gotten all fuzzy and everything, and I was just like, whew.
Fuzzy. So wait a minute, fuzzy beard. So that means you were like it was being ruffled up by somebody or something.
No,
not so much.
No, okay. It was just that it needed a good trim.
Okay.
And it needed the hands of an expert.
Gotcha. He did a good job. He did a good job. Okay.
He keep trying to get me to get color, and I'm like.
Listen, that's one thing with some of these stylists.
I mean,
man, listen,
like
we're not gonna play no color. Like that was cute.
Everybody know. I mean, if I was, I would not get rid of the gray here. I would get rid of the gray like on the sides and under here, because I like this. I don't really care for this, but I also don't want to give in to that level of vanity.
Well, listen. First of all, let's not get any color that's going to result in you having a line where your beard starts underneath your eyeball.
Oh no. We will not. I don't know what that's called, but we will not do the Ray Lewis. We
Your
will not do
line.
the LeBron James.
Your
'Cause
beard line.
We all know that LeBron James's natural hairline is right up and through here.
All this being beard from here down.
And then there's this black line that goes right here, or this is your natural beard line, and then you got this
All up in
black
here.
line
All up in here.
that comes all the way. No,
And then when you lay on a pillowcase, you got spots of it left. But
Right.
that's a whole other story.
Right, you gotta wear a silk pillowcase. You gotta have a silk pillowcase for your face and everything. No.
Oh my gosh.
No, we're not doing none of that.
I mean, and again,
If you
if
do
it, that's fine.
fine.
It's a cute
but
look.
It's not me. Here's the thing. I have always said that I wasn't going to be that level of vain in my life, because my father is balding.
Okay.
Both of my grandfathers were bald or balding. All of my father's brothers are balding. So when I started to lose my hair when I was, in my mid-20s, I was okay. And actually, I grew up, Michael Jordan had popularized the bald look, so it wasn't that big a deal. And so the idea of me trying to do something to cover it or wearing hats or whatever, just shave this girl off and call it a day. So I still remember, the first time I shaved my head was March 14th, 1994.
Wow.
So I am in this fraternity right now. It's not a fraternity like your fraternity. It's a coeducational architecture fraternity. But we were initiated on March 13th, 1994. And as a celebration, all of the men in the organization shaved their heads.
Okay.
Because hey,
listen,
of the chapters,
listen.
and so there was no one forcing us to do this. Anybody, line you up and say shave your head. We was like, this is something to do. It was like a solidarity, and all of the women in the fraternity were like, go ahead, do it,
Go ahead, honey.
do
Take a
it."
chance.
Right.
Take a chance.
And you just when you found out that like one of my brothers, Fester, his name is Raymond, but we call him Uncle Fester.
Oh Lord.
We all have names. Mine is I'm Stimpy.
As in Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah, Ren is this girl named Rachel, light skinned, looked like Ren, and I look like Stimpy apparently. So we were Ren and Stimpy. And then there was two.
I'm seeing more of the brain as opposed to Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, but we had this
Ren and
thing
Stimpy,
for
okay.
matching names. So there were two of our brothers were from Bermuda, and they were also bodybuilders.
Okay.
So we call them Hans and Franz. So
Because they out here to pump you up.
Yeah.
Right.
And then one of my LBs used to always ride a motor scooter to back and forth to campus.
Okay.
And when he for whatever reason, Jeff, he also worked in an architecture firm.
Okay.
So a lot of times he would come to class in a suit, and with the motorcycle helmet on and the suit flapping in the wind, he looked like Gazoo. So of course that was his line name. He was Gazoo.
I like that.
Yeah, we were a little mean with the line name sometimes. Like with this, one of our brothers, do it. We listen. If you say anything in the interview, it was written down, and she said that she was no stranger to hard work. So her line name is John Henry.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And
but that was cute though. That's cute.
It's
That's
cute. It's cute.
That's cute.
It's much better than what it was going to be. They were going to call her Pack Mule. And I was like, y'all are not going to call that woman Pack Mule. And she was, and then after she crossed, right? After she crossed.
Wait, please don't tell me she was a woman of substance.
She was a woman of substance.
Ooh, that would have been a fight on y'all hands.
It was,
oh my
because
God,
she found out, and the look
Woo.
on her face was like, I like you bitches, but if y'all had called me pack you, all of y'all would have got fucked up.
Yeah, I'd be fucking you up, yeah.
So,
oh my gosh. But other than that, it's been a good week though.
It's been a quiet week. This weekend.
I'm here for this T-shirt though.
Thank you.
I'm here for this.
Super.
I'm here for this.
Muscly bear.
Yeah, I'm here for this. But anyway.
So yeah, it was a quiet week because this weekend is going to be very shenanigan.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to have big fun with the Wretched in Wilton Manors. Picture it. It's a circular driveway, cute little house, 2,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You walk through to the pool deck and the hot tub with tall trees and a fence so that no one can see what's happening inside the property.
Who all is going? The usual suspects?
Me, Disciple, Legionnaire, and Volt.
Wasn't I think Orion was saying he was going to be in that area too, but he's before
next week. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
we aren't going to be
Okay.
there at the same time. So.
Okay.
And a couple of the people local to Fort Lauderdale are like, "Oh, but it's going to rain." I was like, "I don't give a fuck."
I'll be sitting on
That
that.
maybe that
yeah.
means we might not go to the beach, but it's not going to rain 24/7. So trust and believe I will still be in that pool and in that hot tub because there's the hot tub is like right on the edge of the pool. So I plan to go and have a lovely time there. And I'm going back on Columbus Day weekend because I found out I'm gonna already be in Florida for work. But in Panama City, so ooh.
Well,
But
it's like spring break town.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you're into that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Like I wasn't even into it when we were in college, but it's like nasty.
Yeah, because it wasn't our spring
Yeah, it was
break.
very
I
nice.
was more like Freaknik.
Yeah. Well, which oh god,
I went to did I ever go to Freaknik?
I never made
I
it
always
to
we
Freaknik.
managed to be there like either right before or right after for school or something else, but I never actually made it. I mean, I did go to Daytona for when the kids used to carry on down in Daytona, but I mean, I went to Florida A&M University, so we carried on all the time, so that was always fun. So how was your week?
So my week was pretty good. It's been interesting. This getting old thing, because
I know, right? Because I was about to me and 007 were about to fuck you up on Monday.
listen.
Because you mentioned this first last Wednesday, and then here it was Monday, and you still hadn't gone.
Listen. So when the issue is I was having some back issues, and so and it was pretty much
And
just
you got your back blown out real good recently?
I wish that was the case, but unfortunately, it was just due to I'm boiling it down to things that were stressing me, and I know that physically, when I hold on to stuff, like my body will react physically, and it doesn't really take well to stress. So things start locking up, like my neck and my back, and I didn't never realize that my back was like locking up like that. Right, like everything is like locking up. I'm like, what the hell is that all about? So it literally.
Thank you, gay mama. My gay mama said I look good in baby blue.
Oh, okay. Hey, play mama. So yeah, it was pretty interesting, and I wound up going to urgent care, and I love urgent care. Like I love them to death because you're in the door, out the door, just that quick, and like
I'm fine with paying a fee, being seen immediately, let you know what happened.
Yeah, I'm in
sitting in the fucking
emergency
room.
I'm so here with that. Like it just I'm so here for that.
It's entirely worth it.
So it was a very short visit. They did some x-rays, they did some stuff. Now, I laughed because as they took some x-rays, they had me laying on my side, and you got to see your spine and all this other stuff. And so she was like, well, let me just show you this and show you that. And, she's pointing out all this stuff on the x-ray. And I was like, okay, great. And I was like, well, what is this thing down here, this long curve thing? I said, is this my tailbone? She said, yeah, it's your tailbone. I was like, damn, that's a very large tailbone. It's like a whole hand, like. So I get home and I'm telling my roommate.
Shocker.
And he's like, well, what'd you expect? Your ass is big, so why wouldn't you tell? I was like,
fuck you, buddy.
like, okay, bitch. So I see you have a tailbone that's about this big. Okay.
I know I like it. Tell him I said hello.
I will tell him you said hello. I will also tell his friend that you said hello as well. Which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I'm just saying. But I will tell both of you said hello.
You don't have to tell his friend now.
I'm just saying. I'm just, you know.
Finish your story.
But, so yeah, survived the first, well, actually, this is the second week, I guess, without any cable. And because we're doing the cut.
Oh, yeah. How's that working?
The cable. So far, so good. I just realized I can't watch Insecure, but I gotta get myself together.
You don't have HBO Go?
No, because you have to have a cable. Well, actually, I thought about that doing DirecTV Now, so that I can get some of those apps that I can still download. So I upload to the TV. So I thought about that. So I think I might look into that. But other than that, so far it's been so good. I actually get to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it, which is not bad. But it's almost
except for Insecure.
Yeah, except for Insecure. But it's almost I miss the fact that you can turn on the television, there's something random on. But then again, I can do that with Sling TV as well. So I can turn something on and it's for something random on. So I kind of miss that piece of it. Like I don't want to have to think about what I want to watch and what I want to see. But it's been pretty good. Work has been a motherfucker. Oh. We have a new system. We have these deadlines. We have to get stuff into the system by. We have our first class going out to do, within this program in September. So all this stuff needs to be done by the 30th. And it's so labor intensive, all these pieces of that we have to put into our system because it's such a damn cheap system. And we didn't pay for the upgrades, so stuff that should be automatic, like if you type someone's name and address once, it should pop up everywhere else. Then we have to type it in like 3-4 more times. So I'm like, okay. So work has been crazy. But I've been making it through. So we're at the end of it, and I just did made some major milestones, accomplished them today. So it's been pretty quiet. I've been trying to lay down, take my little pills, let my back relax, sleep on a heating pad, and keep it pretty evenly keeled. So it's been an okay week. Had some family drama, not even family drama, but family conversations about relieving stress and releasing drama. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see how that pans out for my future. So we'll see how that goes. But other than that, it's been a good week.
Good.
It's been a good week. Can't really complain. So
my fucking crown fell off. It doesn't hurt at all. I was just chewing something and I was like, oh. So that girl just pops off. I mean, I am going to go to the dentist. But not before I go to Fort Lauderdale, so.
Would you put some crazy going for right now?
Just be careful about putting it in. I was actually going to think about the stuff for dentures?
Oh, like denture cream. But you don't want to get that inside of there if it's a crown because it's a hole and you don't want to put that stuff down.
It's not a hole anymore. They fill that. So, all right. So, yes. Before, there was a hole, right?
Right.
Then they fill that with some sort of dental substance and then they put a cap over the whole thing. That's why I call it a crown.
See, I always thought it was just when they had that hole, they put this whole crown over top of it.
Because I can feel it with my tongue. This is a smooth surface now.
Okay.
But I'm probably not because I didn't get any advice on that.
Yeah.
So and the crown just goes right back in. So if I just chew something, it just comes out and
chew on the other side.
I know, but sometimes you just chew on it. Like, oh damn.
Well,
so but it'll be fine. And then when I get back, I'll go because I still need to get that bridge and get all that done. But that's $5,000.
Listen,
we'll see how much it is to get this crown put back on an emergency fashion. And they say, well, that's $3,000. Well, then I might as well just give them the $5,000 done and just get it going.
Listen, I don't want to spend.
Just put a little tiny screw in there and screw that girl down. Call it a day. The tooth is. Fucking dental drama. I swear to God, this tooth, I've never had any other, I have a couple of cavities now, but that's in the past year. So I lived for 46 years with only ever having this one cavity. I got this cavity when I was in the 5th grade. They put a filling in it. That filling lasted from the 5th grade, so I was what, 10?
Mm-hmm.
From 10 to 40.
Listen.
And then that girl fell out, and then I was walking around with just this hole in my tooth, and then every now and again something would get down in there. And the last time I was on a cruise in Puerto Rico, the day before we were getting ready to go on a 7-day cruise, and I went and I'm drinking, I'm having a lovely time. I'm sipping on my pina colada, like, bitch, son of a bitch. The cold got down in that hole in my tooth.
That was it.
Nothing to fuck with. And then as soon as I got back, I was like, I need to get, I don't know what y'all need to do.
Y'all need to see me now. Come see me now.
Like that. We can see you in a month. No.
Come see me now.
Today.
Yeah.
Right. So, but yeah. So yeah. So other than that, it is what it is. You know. It could be worse, I suppose. So I'm not really going to complain.
So I'm going to read this question because I find this a little interesting. I have someone that chimed in and has a question that says, "Do you feel?" This is from Red. Do you feel a challenge with representation of the realistic male body in leather? Like, I know this may not be relevant. I'm just curious, since from a circuit scene, men are supposed to be all lean and muscular / the Adonis body. Does the same stigma find its way into leather? It's kind of interesting, but to answer your question, I'm going to say no because
for some people,
I mean, well, yeah, I'm answering for myself.
Mm-hmm.
No, because there are some people that do look for that, that lean, muscular body, and but there are some people that do not look for that. And at the end of the day, there's never a shortage of men that like what you like or don't like what you like. And so what you may not like,
look like.
Yeah, what you may not like, somebody else is going to like. And so what I've found as far as the leather community is concerned, it's all shapes and body sizes, and it's all inclusive. And so to answer your question, it does creep its way into leather, but for the most part, I haven't experienced that at all.
Neither have I, but mainly because I am unbothered with what other people think.
That's the other piece of it.
I've gotten to a point in my life and in my journey, both in and out of leather, where I'm not bothered with what other people think. Because, listen, I've always looked like this. This isn't, I wasn't some skinny kid who got big. I have always lived my life in this body. So the entirety of my journey through everything has always been lived in a body this size. And it's, yes, we all have, some of us have good self-esteem. Right. I'm not going to say that sometimes I don't look in the mirror and be like, oh, girl. But for the most part, I'm unbothered about what other people think because I just can't. I can't live my life seeking that external validation. I've sought a group of friends, and they've sought me, and we accept one another for what we look like.
Right.
So, yes. Is this realistic body image? Some people are trying to strive for that or attain that, and that's fine. I don't. I'd rather go have a steak.
Well, yeah, and that's the long and short of it. Because for me, much like Dominion, I've always been that kid that's been in Huskies or in the port section or portly section. Listen, I've had my moments where I've gone all the way down to like bone thin. I can see my ribs, and I've had my moments when I've been like, 45 pounds heavier than I am now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, listen, it just is what it is. And all throughout that,
I've never been able to see my ribs.
Oh, I have. And it kind of scared me because I was like, what the fuck? Is there something on the mirror? I was like, what is that? Like, what the? Unusual for me. I'd never been, I'd never seen that. But again, it's that external validation. Now, I think everybody goes through, self-esteem issues or moments of self-esteem, or when you get to a point where there's some things about your body that you don't like that you want to change. And so even for myself, that's something that I'm running into as of lately because I'm feeling like there are some things that I want to change. And not for anybody else, but just for myself because that's what I feel I will be more that's what I feel I want to change about myself. That issue is what I want to change. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at with that. But I mean, thank you for the question, Red. I appreciate that. Good to know that people have some questions and tuning in with some thought-provoking questions.
Hey,
so
Midas.
thank you for that. So what's up, grandbaby?
Hey, Walter.
But anyway,
so let's get
into what's going on. So word on the street. Have you heard about your girl Serena?
I did, and y'all keep trying to come for Serena.
Serena Williams. Okay, so there was an article that was released that the French Prime Minister had banned. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and read this.
Was it the Prime Minister, or I thought it was the tennis?
I'm sorry, the French. That's what it was. It was so. It was the president of the French Tennis Federation. The president of the French Tennis Federation.
Okay, say it.
Saying
French
Tennis Federation. French Tennis Federation. French Tennis Federation. French Tennis Federation. Dance break. That was all we needed. So anyway, he said that
bring it on down.
He would ban catsuits after Serena Williams wore one during the 2018 tournament. Williams has stated, and he had stated that the Black Panther-inspired suit was helpful in preventing blood clots after she had a pulmonary embolism and giving birth to her daughter. So when Serena shows up earlier this week, Serena shows up at the French Open with a custom-designed tutu by Louis Vuitton and designer Virgil Abloh. Louis Vuitton. LV.
I bet you
Louis
say,
Vuitton.
I bet you say Givenchy too, don't you?
Givenchy. Get it Givenchy.
Excuse me.
It is Givenchy.
Givenchy.
It is Givenchy.
Say it with me.
Givenchy. So anyway, but then she also had on a pair of fishnet compression tights as well, and a pair of Nike Flare trainers. Now, Serena also had heard about that. Obviously, that's why she came in. But she looked so damn good when she walked into the door because she had on this black leather jacket over top of it and this tutu, underneath. After it was all said and done, she said again, the outfit it wore like a dream. She said it was so very easy to play in. It was very comfortable, and most importantly, she wanted to stop the blood clots that were happening with the compression suit that she was wearing. So, listen. She also made a statement afterwards when someone asked her about the ban and what was said by the French Tennis Federation. She said, well, when it comes to fashion, you don't want to be a repeat offender. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Right.
And that's how she is. So listen, my hat goes off to Serena Williams because you have faced opposition on the court, off the court, before you became the legend that you are. And even now, as being the legend that you are, you're still facing opposition. So kudos to you, and my hat's off for you for dealing with this bullshiggity the way that you've been dealing with it. And dealing with it with head held high and leading the pack. So, right, I got to take a sip of water or something. I can't get this together. Oh, God. This is what happens when you have a conversation beforehand that just kind of works your nerves for a minute.
Yes. You good?
I'm good. All right. Did you hear about there's another story about a elderly gentleman who happened to be white who urinated on some black children.
Yes, I heard about that.
But the interesting part was 3 days later, the kid said,
see the doctor.
The kid said that it was a made-up story and it was fabricated. So there are several different layers to this story for me. And I think I'm more so focusing on the fact that as a parent, once I got the truth out of them, thank you so much for telling me the truth. So you do realize you're not going to see the light of day for the next 9 years.
Right. Well...
And I get it that they're children, but again,
But there has to be some consequence. I just want to go on record that, the older I get, the less I'm into beating children. But you just can't be like, oh, no.
Yeah, no.
Listen, so just digressing for a moment.
No.
This woman that I used to work with, her sister was a teacher or is a teacher, and she has 2 kids, and they were all living with, so my coworker's sister, their 2 kids were living with their parents.
Okay.
And one of the boys was acting out real bad. Now, the grandfather won't hit the kids because their mother, he once beat the kids so they were not black and blue is it's they weren't like abused.
It was
but
excessive.
he was beaten like he was beaten. But their mother wasn't in for that. She was like, if you put your hands on my kids again, I will kill you.
Yeah.
And he's never put his hand on the kids. But now they don't know how to deal with this. I was like, don't you say this little boy got like a room full of toys? Here's what you do. Take all of that shit out and tell him to sit in this room. Since you don't know how to behave, here's what you do. When you come home from school,
go upstairs
you are going to sit in that room and you are going to sit. We'll bring you some food and then you can sit. Once you learn, and every day that you do this, it's going to continue. And they looked at me like, that's revolutionary. I was like, there are ways of discipline. This is my problem, is that people think that they default to beating the shit out of the kid. And listen, I'm not suggesting that, my mother or father never hit me, but it was something extraordinary. I mean, like, I can count on maybe 2 hands, because I'm not going to pretend like we never got physical discipline, but it certainly was not. And I'm not talking about, a little pop like that. I'm talking about, like, take the belt off kind of.
I was like, we could start this again.
What?
Like, oh, damn it.
Sorry. Was that why your shoulder
I was like,
hurts? But, I mean, so there are ways to discipline the children without putting your hands on them. And people say, well, you don't have kids. I was like, no, I don't have kids, but I also still have eyes, and people say, oh, well, I turned out fine. Did you really turn out fine? Did you really? Yeah. Or, I mean, the brain can cope with any number of things.
Right.
And especially for a people who were beaten.
Yeah.
To just, our default is just to beat the hell out of someone when they aren't doing whatever it is that you think that they should be doing. Now, don't get me wrong.
Listen.
As I was saying today, this is a perfect thing, because I don't know if you saw what I posted today. It's funny, everybody assumed that whoever I was talking about in my post was a woman, but it was actually a man. And I'm at L'Enfant Plaza, and this dude is just yelling at these 2 little kids so loud that I could hear it through my music.
Right.
And I'm just like, wow. And so my point was like, well, if you don't have kids. But I remember, so my little cousin, my cousin, who shall remain nameless, I'll just say that she's free with her love.
Y'all read between them lines, right?
When I first met her, she was 17 and pregnant with her first child. Not judging.
Okay.
Not judging. Not at all. In the next 10 years, she had 9 more kids. So that means she was pregnant. She had a child, and
she's been pregnant.
Soon as she healed up just enough, she got pregnant. She started fucking and got, well, probably, because that's 3 months. So if you're 9 months, she's probably started fucking immediately and got pregnant again.
She's been pregnant for 10 years straight.
Essentially.
Like, literally 10 years straight.
Yeah, and so one of her children, the one that she was pregnant with the first time when I met her, was staying with his grandfather, another one of my father's brothers. And he's a bad child. He's a bad child. But I was like, sure, we'll go. He liked me. And I was like, sure, fine, whatever. We'll go out. We went, and I was just running regular errands. And I was like, we're going to go. You're going to do this. You're going to behave, and then afterwards we're going to go get ice cream. We were in Michael's, and he was fucking up so bad. Oh, he was fucking up so bad. We had to go to Michael's and Best Buy and Lauren. He was just fucking up, kept fucking up, kept fucking up, kept fucking up. And of course, I'm not going to hit him. One, he's not my child, for one. And two, I don't believe in physical discipline. But he was getting on my nerves, something fierce.
That is so contradictory.
I didn't. You just let me finish.
No. I'm just saying, from a child raising side to a adult fun side. That's completely. But anyway.
So I said, we ain't going to. I can do all of this another time. So here's what we're gonna do. We leaving. I left everything that I had in that cart, and I was like, people at the Michaels can put all this stuff back. And I grabbed him. I didn't yank him up, but I was like, we're leaving and we're going home. And he gets in the car, and maybe he was, kids are manipulative. We know this. But he says to me, and I believe this for a number of reasons. He says, so are you going to beat me now? And I'm like, so I literally had to pull over, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, well, that's what all of my mother's boyfriends do. And I was almost in tears. So I was like, so of course this kid got behavior problems because your mother allows got like 900 motherfuckers to run in and out of the house
and whooping on your
ass. Beating
ass.
the shit out of the boy. So of course he doesn't have any self-control or know how to behave because that's all he's ever known is violence and chaos and confusion. So I was like, I said, here's what I said, I will never put my hand on you. Of course, I took him to get some ice cream. Maybe he manipulated me, but I don't think he was lying about that part because he ended up in the foster care system along with all of the other kids, And so, I mean, maybe he manipulated me a little bit, but I honestly do not think he was lying about the part about getting beat by all. Because, she ain't the brightest. So, the dudes that she was bringing home were not, they weren't professional men. These weren't shirt and tie dudes. And ain't nothing wrong if you're not a shirt and tie dude.
No, nothing wrong at all.
I'm just saying, she wasn't bringing home no rocket scientists. And so it just floors me.
That's kind of sad. That's very, very sad.
It's very sad. Even just thinking about it, it's like, we keep raising these generations of young boys. They've already got so many young boys and young girls. They've already got so many strikes against them being black and being poor and, in poor schools, and already very little is expected out of them. And then they're getting abused at home. But anyway, back to this story. They said they made up the story because they were afraid what mama was going to do, probably because she's the kind of mother that beats the shit out of them for every little thing. She's probably the kind of mother that be like, you in a circle, like, look, did I tell you, goddamn ass, sit this place, shut the fuck up. You'll just be like, God damn. The way this be cut, see these, not just mothers, parents, period, cursing at their kids, and you just be like, damn.
Listen, and I had that, I love my mother. My mother, she was a great parent, let me be clear. But when I tell you, when you pissed her off, that teeth clenching, she would have a whole conversation like, listen, you couldn't understand what I just said, but I understood clearly what my mother was saying. I was like,
even if you don't understand, your default position is just to stop whatever it is you're doing and just stand there. My mother was the mistress of the snap. You just over in the corner, fucking up, doing whatever. See, this is not quite loud enough. You hear that? You can hear that snap
across the room. You'll be like,
from a football field away. You like, and it wasn't no, I'm going to count down from 5. No.
Now.
Immediately.
Now.
Get it all the way together.
Yeah.
And, I also think that because my mother was borderline abused by my grandmother, who, a failed marriage, a whole bunch of other things. She took out that frustration on the person that looked most like the worthless husband, which because my mother looked exactly like my grandfather.
Okay.
And so I think that she really restrained herself. It's like even if she felt like she wanted to hit us, she didn't because she got hit all the time for, the most minute shit. So if we got hit, you had to have done something
really...
Like you sit in your room like, yeah, I did fuck up. Oh, yeah, I fucked up bad. Yeah. Like that time I gave her the finger behind her back.
And she saw you in the mirror?
No.
Oh.
My little sister and her bitch ass little best friend was like, ooh, do you know what Brian... Everybody knows my name is Brian. Do you know what Brian just did? And that was
probably rang... Listen, when you got upstairs, you and Kendra, that's probably when all the torture started.
Probably. But let me tell you, though, so the worst part of that was getting home. So I get, I get a spanking. We didn't get beating. We just got spankings. It was still, it was still controlled. So I get home, and then my father comes home. Comes in my room, takes his belt off, lays the belt across his lap, and sits down on my bed, and I'm standing there facing him. And he says to me, I heard you gave my wife the finger. I'm just like, oh, this one is going. You're like,
this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt.
Can I just get a
get your stretching on right now because you're gonna have to be squirming because I feel he's gonna grab a leg or arm and wear that thing out.
All right. Now see, my sister was a runner. I must stand there and take it and get it over with. My sister is like, because my sister, for whatever reason, my sister had a relatively small room, but there was a king-size bed in the room, so I'm sleeping on a fucking twin-size. I'm the oldest one. I'm sleeping on a twin-size bed. My sister is sleeping on a king-size bed that literally took up the whole room. So there's like a little sliver of space on each side.
Yeah.
So when they came for her, she would just climb over the bed and then they'd chase her around and she'd climb under the bed and then back over and under. And they were like, you better stay, so you better stay. And they're like, Kendra. One time I'm standing in the door, I'm like, Kendra, just stand there because you're just making them madder. And it's not going to end well. And one time, they just actually got so frustrated that they started laughing. My father calls my mother in the room, like, she's just running. And then, it was like a fun family moment because she was like, my parents were like, listen.
Atta girl, Kendra, run, because I did the same thing. I was running my ass off. I remember one time I got a beating. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I did. It was something huge. And all I know is my room in Philadelphia, in the row homes it was duplex that we lived in. You walked up the steps and straight to the back in the hallway was where my room was. So I was on the back side of the house, my parents were on the front side of the house. Mm-hmm. So my mom came down that hallway. So as she's in the hallway, so if she's coming down the hallway, I can't come out the hallway.
Right.
So when she got in, so I was like, I'm trapped. So I back up into my room. My mother was like, and she's shaking his belt at me, and I dipped, and I ran around her and went down the hallway.
You could have been a Heisman Trophy winner, bitch.
Listen, I was getting my best OJ on. I was like, I ran out that room. I realized
you got to come back eventually.
Listen, I ran out that room and ran down the steps, and we had the bay window. Mm-hmm. Curtains was wide open. I am butt naked with ass shaking in the window like, no. On the other side, no. Then I made the mistake of running around the table, and I ran back up the steps.
Ooh,
and as soon as I ran up the steps, I was like, shit. I got in that room.
That's when you knew you were fucked up.
I got in that room. My mother came in and closed the door. I was like, what I was going to do now?
Jump out the window. Shit. Listen, you don't have nothing else to lose.
Then I tried to fake it like she hit me in the eye with the belt. I was like, ow, Mom, you've been out with the belt. She stopped. She said, well, let me see. You shouldn't have been moving. Wow. I said, okay. But anyway, so I digress. But kids do some very, very outlandish things.
Yes.
And as a parent, I just see my patience being tried with this entire story.
It does, and
because
it just seems so far out there.
Yeah, but
like,
and especially in 2018, where we are
like,
with
I couldn't even
race relations.
Right, I couldn't even have fathomed.
As a parent, hearing somebody say that.
But as a child, I couldn't have fathomed just being like, yeah, this grown-ass man peed on me.
As a parent, I couldn't understand if somebody came home and said, you pissed on my child.
They've seen or heard about that sort of thing before.
That may be true.
The kids were like 5. These weren't like
they were
very young kids.
They were elementary school kids.
So clearly they'd been on the internet or somebody said something to them, and they, saying the wrong shit. Listen, they saw Mama on Pornhub, or Mama's boyfriend, or
Mama's girlfriend,
or Mama's girlfriend was like, yeah, pee on me.
Listen.
And then Mama was like, I don't like that nasty shit. And listen.
All I know is, as a parent, I would have went ballistic if my child came home and somebody said they peed on me. Talk about kicking ass and taking names later.
I came home one day and told my father that the substitute teacher hit me because he had. I was not making that up. He had actually hit me. And the next day, my father worked for Metro. Always had these keys, so he, just hear these keys jingling. I'm in class. And, this is in the 70s, so they don't have, like, the kind of lockdown like they do now.
No,
you can just walk into school.
Class.
So my father didn't.
Had the schedule. Okay,
right.
Dominion is in this class at this time.
Right, and this was elementary
and probably
school,
stopped
so
in
there
the
was
office.
No, he didn't stop by the office. That was the thing.
Okay.
He just brought his ass down to the classroom where the sub was because our regular teacher was out because she was pregnant and was on maternity leave.
Okay.
Now, the other teachers knew because they sort of did like this team teaching thing with 4 teachers. So they were like, hey, sir, what are you doing here? And then, so that's when the principal came. And the principal knew, principal knows everybody, just like our brother Savant, he knows all of the parents and everything. So they're like, hey, sir, what's doing? So because he had called the teacher out, the sub, out into the hallway. And
sound like he's about to lay some hands.
Beat the shit out of him. And when that dude, now he did not touch me in that way, but like a year later, that dude was arrested because he was a pedophile. Now he didn't he like slapped me in the face. Yeah, that's what he did to me.
Yeah,
but he was arrested like a year later for like being a pedophile. So, but yeah, so I could imagine, like, if I had come home and been like, yeah, some man peed on me.
And listen, Mary Alice was quick. At that time, my mother was carrying a little handgun in her purse.
No, Mama, no.
And
Where am I going to live? I don't want to go live with Grandma when you go to jail.
And she was so slick about it. I didn't even realize that it was a purse because she had this little jewel thing on it, but I didn't realize it was not a purse. I didn't realize it was a damn gun. She had this little jewel pearl handle and this stuff on it. I was like, this is some old makeup thing or something for it. My mother's like, no, that was my gun. And I was like, what do you mean? She told me this years later, and I was like, so anyway, having parent-teacher conferences, looking back on it now,
say the wrong shit.
Oh my God! But anyway.
Anyway, Black Girls Rock.
So Black Girls Rock. The 2018 taping of the annual celebration of women, it erupted in an energetic red carpet cheer. I am so jacked up today. I cannot. Let's start with the basics. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do just like News Reporter. The 2018 taping of the annual celebration of women it was typed wrong.
Words. The 2018 taping of the
annual celebration of women
erupted.
Right. That was from the article with an energetic red carpet. Red carpet decked out in gold, glitter, and crystal chandeliers. That sentence is all jacked up to me.
It is.
Anyway, that came right out of the article, and that was on Variety.com. So let's be clear about that.
Is this the one where
yes,
she had the tall ponytail looking like the creature from Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice. So yes, so Janet Jackson was there, Mary J. Blige, Judith Jamison,
You
Naomi
queens
Campbell,
the queens
Lena
are so
White,
mean.
and Me Too founder Tarana Burke were all honored and received awards. And so with my girl Janet, she did come in with that look. And it was...
I was like, what is with this? It wasn't even like a high pony. It was a straight up
It was a straight up pony. And there's something in... I want to say there's some African tribe where the women do that. I don't, but anyway, there's also another picture where Beyonce did a similar hairstyle with the ponytail straight up.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like,
I mean,
okay,
sure. I mean,
but,
I just was like,
but
okay.
it all goes into play with her new song, Made for Now. She's being very world beat, very eclectic. Well, she's always been eclectic as far as her music is concerned, but she's been lately. It's been a little bit more world beat, more Afro-Cuban, African mixture of sounds and things. So it's been a pretty good week for her. Song was released and it was in the top 100 on Billboard. She's doing very well with that. But anyway, you get to see the actual red carpet look that she had, as well as the awards being given to Janet, Mary J, Lena, Judith Jamison, and Lena Waithe on September the 9th on BET when the Black Girls Rock special actually airs. So you'll be able to check that out. So...
Oh, you don't fuck with BET, so.
Well, yeah, okay. Speaking of that, with her Billboard entry on Janet, it is her 41st entry on Billboard. I am having a day. It is her 41st entry on Billboard. The Hot 100 chart. The song Made for Now debuted at number 88. It arrives with 3.7 million U.S. streams and 20,000 downloads, sold in its first full tracking week, ending August 23rd. And according to Nielsen Music, prompted a number 8 entry on the digital song sales chart. And it also debuts as number 9 on the Hot R&B Songs and number 36 on Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs. Notably, this is Janet's 50th entry on the Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart, which was started in 1958. But she has one of the most impressive resumes in Hot 100 music history. Of her 41 entries, the singer has earned 10 number ones, tied with Stevie Wonder for 8th most all time, and 27 top 10s, tied with Elton John for also 8 most all times, and dating back to her debut chart hitting Young Love in 1982. I am done with this reading thing for the day, so I'm done. I'm not reading anymore. Thank you all.
All right, so the kids, tried to storm the stage at the On the Run tour. And promptly got the beat down. I was like, what is going on? Because all I saw on Facebook was like, they fighting at the Beyonce concert. And I assume, it's a bunch of queens in the audience fighting. But no, some dude jumped up in the audience and actually apparently hit Jay-Z.
Ridiculous. Right. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, wait a minute. Speaking of Jay-Z and Beyonce, have you seen Miss Jill Scott talk about the concert? Jill Scott I'm not sure if it was her Twitter or her Instagram. She posted, it might have been a tweet, but anyway, Jill Scott was talking about, she's so damn funny. She said it was the best concert ever, and she said, "Go on with y'all, just black ass. It was just a black ass tour. It was just black ass and bad." Okay. Jill, listen, I don't know what Jill's on, what she's drinking, but it seems like when Jill gets on Twitter or Instagram, she's always in this drunk state of mind. But again, I got a chuckle out of it. Go on, Jilly. Speak your truth, Jilly from Philly. But just ridiculousness for me.
Well, good. So, from the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida, through the windy wind and the dusty dust, we are the Rattlers, and we will strike, and we will strike, and we will strike again.
That's some old Florida A&M Tallahassee stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, Tallahassee mayor and alumnus of, I hate when people say alumni of Florida. Alumni is plural, just like cacti is plural. Cactus is one. Alumnus is one.
Yes.
So, Andrew Gillum, an alumnus of Florida A&M University, won the Democratic primary for governor in Florida.
Good for him.
Very good for him.
Good for Florida, too.
That no one was expecting him to win.
Good for Florida.
And the field was crowded. There were like 5 people. Let me tell you, this dude raised $8 million. Of the dudes that lost, one of them was the mayor of Miami-Dade County. Spent $45 million, of which 23 was his own money. To lose.
Ooh. Somebody's a little salty right now.
Yeah. So, now he's facing off against a Republican who already got on Fox today and said to voters, let's not monkey this up by letting Andrew Gillum win. By the way, if you didn't already figure this out, Andrew Gillum is black.
Okay.
And he would be the first African-American governor in the state's history. And Florida's the 3rd largest state, so, And he also, Trump already tried to come for him. And basically he was like, but he didn't mention him by name. He subtweeted him. So he's mentioned his name, but he didn't call him or mention him. And so he said whatever. And he said, oh, by the way, next time you have something to say, be a man and at me.
Oof.
What's up, elimination? So
Andrew did his rounds all over Broward and Miami-Dade. Listen, I'm glad we're glad he did.
Yes. He's not bad on the eyes either.
I have to see this Andrew Gillum.
I mean, he's no.
Well, no, I just have to see him just in case. I might, Who knows?
So, another fun thing to talk about. Our friend Legionnaire posted. That is so shady. Elimination. That is so shady. I mean, okay, yeah. He be hitting me up too. He is so pressed.
Yeah.
But no, sorry.
Actually,
if he become mayor, he might be worth it. Mayor, governor.
You know who he reminds me of?
I know exactly. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And there's a couple of them. There's like 4 or 5. But anyway.
So our friend Legionnaire today posted this story about this woman who asked people she said her wedding was turning out to be more expensive than she planned. So she was asking all of the guests to contribute $1,500 a piece to her wedding.
Black assness. That's what that is. Black assness.
Listen, there is no way on God's green earth that I am going to pay for your wedding.
Black assness.
I shan't.
And $1,500 on top of that. No.
I shan't.
So you want me to come to your wedding?
Right.
First of all, let's back it up. You want me to pay for your wedding, contributing this $1,500. You want me to come to your wedding, which means I probably have to buy something else to wear. Then you want me to when I get there, you want me to give you a gift, and then let's not even talk about the fact that I have to travel to you as well, possibly.
Right.
No, I decline. No, ma'am. Thank you, sir. No, ma'am, Pam.
It's the.
But the fact that you even asked me to contribute $1,500 as a guest,
fixed your lips.
I decline.
Right. Now, weddings are expensive.
They absolutely are. And that's why I'm all for staying within your budget. So if that means you're going to be in the backyard with some pool tables and some, as long as there's love.
If and when I get married, y'all are going to, listen, there will be no CP time at my wedding because we're going to do some gorilla shit at the National Arboretum.
Like some other people that we know.
Right? Uh-huh. We were like, listen, the wedding is from 2 to 2:15.
You need to be there.
Don't show up at 2:20 because you will have
missed it. You need to be there.
We're all going to be gathered at 1:45. Everybody's going to rush up. We're going to stand in those columns. We're going to say, do you? Yes. Do you? Yes. Everybody's going to do the march, do the pimp march.
Pose for 2 pictures. then we out.
Right. You know.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful venue.
We
had a professional photographer there. We're gonna get that and be done and out. I ain't spending a whole bunch of money on that.
Yeah.
And then we'll get that room in the corner in the back at Fogo de Chao, and then we good.
Now that's
and
where
I'll
the
pay for that.
Now that's where the party
that's
is.
why I pay for
it.
it.
Fogo. Now listen.
Right. And then listen, everybody, this everything you want. You want some chicken wrapped in bacon? We got it. You want some Parmesan dusted pork?
They got it.
You want some garlic sirloin?
They got it.
You want what did they have?
A bowl of bacon? They got it. She crab soup? They got it.
Lobster bisque?
They got it.
You want a whole wheel of Parmesan cheese?
They got it.
Mm-hmm. One flat fee. And Caprahinas, listen, all you can drink Caprahinas. That's where the money's going to go.
The bar is there, whatever you want. They got everything you need.
Right. I mean, I might even rent out the restaurant for a couple hours. That's what, $5,000-$7,000? And the wedding was free.
Works for me.
Or just do like my friend did, one of my fraternity brothers did. She got married in Puerto Rico. And she was like, I'm doing this so all the broke bitches won't come. Ooh. I was like, you know what? That is good.
Well, then there's that.
That is true.
Then there's that. But Puerto Rico is like a very much. It would be like a vacation destination spot for me. Like I'd be like, all right, I'm coming to the wedding, but I'm actually coming for my vacation.
And here's the gag: Puerto Rico isn't that expensive. I mean, it's 2 hours away by plane.
Yeah.
So whatever it costs you to get to Miami is what it's going to cost. I mean,
so it's like,
so it's not super. I mean, maybe it's a little bit more than 2 hours, but it's still not a super far destination and everything. So But yeah, so paying for someone's wedding, no. That's just like people asking you to pay, they want you to GoFundMe to cover, bullshit like Beyonce tickets or other kind of foolishness. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we forgot to mention today is our producer's
That's right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
He said he celebrated because he turned 62. And he said he was the first person in line at the Social Security office. He was like, run me my check. Run me my check.
I know that's right. Walked out the door at probably about 10 o'clock. Like, listen, I got my check. Everything's all situated. Y'all got all my bank account information. Run me my money. We good. All right.
Right. Run me my check.
Thank you all for coming.
Before this fund run out of money, we going to be out of gas.
Yeah.
But you good.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I'm going to be out of gas.
In these next 20 years, or less than 20 years,
So, yeah.
I don't know.
The BGA, it's infectious. The BGKH show streams live on Wednesdays on www.voxwave.com from 9:15 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. Eastern and 6:15 to 7:15 p.m. Pacific. Episodes are available on YouTube every Friday. Search for Vox Power 373 and look for the BGKH show with Dominion and Epic. Coming this fall, we will have a live studio audience, and I mean, this is actually happening. We will.
This is happening.
I have already got my Givenchy big shoulder pad. Not my Givenchy. Bob Mackie big shoulder pads. I've got my Oprah wig and my microphone. Caller, you say. Listen, I am ready for it. I already got the hat. With the dip.
Actually,
and the swoop over one eye. We still got those wraps from the cruise.
All the way live.
Yeah. So we're gonna make it happen.
That could work. Actually, that hair was actually very Oprah when it's all black because it was real full bodied at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Epic, how can the viewers get in contact with you?
So, you can reach me on Twitter at EpicOnyx1. You can reach me on Instagram at IamEpicOnyx. And you can reach me on Facebook at looking for Epic Onyx. And Dominion, how can they reach you?
So, what?
I said, how can they reach you?
Oh, okay. I thought you said weesh.
Reach you.
Listen,
that may have come out. That's not what I intended. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on there. We're just having technical difficulties. I'm having brain difficulties.
Your skin is so
the damn
What is this supposed to be, bro? Bitch, what is going on? What the hell?
You can reach me on Twitter and Instagram at Dom Onyx, on Facebook.
Hey, Corey.
Facebook.com/Dom Onyx, and on my website, www.domonyx.com. So I finally got the final approval for my Recon article.
Good.
So that's going to be debuting in about 2 or 3 weeks. And in addition to Recon, I'm going to post it on the website. So that'll be good.
Good.
And, and he said he's open to me writing some more stuff about other kinks and fetishes. So that might be fun.
That'll be interesting.
A little byline on Recon. So
That'll be interesting.
yes.
Okay, all right.
So, and in addition to our producer's birthday, today is also Michael Jackson's birthday.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Happy
Do
birthday.
you remember?
So, I just saw a little clip today where on TMZ where they said that Janet remade a piece of that video.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't see
But
it.
then I'm laughing because it was she had I don't know if it was her video or if it was the guy's video, but it's this one blogger, the dark skin guy who wears the green lipstick and the long hair.
Yeah. Mhm.
Kiki, is it Kiki?
Something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hilarious. It was a cute little video.
Cool.
It was cute. But anyway.
Well, all right, kids. It's been lovely, and we look forward to seeing you all next week, where I will have a full report on the shenanigans that happened in Fort Lauderdale.
That's right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
And it's right.
tomorrow morning.
It's a long weekend.
Yeah,
so
it's a long weekend.
Yeah. So everybody, listen. Be safe out there, kids, and enjoy yourselves. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you, and good night.
Mwah.